Hi there, I'm Adrian, and today I'm going to be talking about how to play Brass in Pocket by the Pretenders. Actually been meaning to do a guitar lesson on the style of James Honeyman-Scott for quite a while. He's the guy who played guitar on the first two Pretenders albums, and he's always been a favourite player of mine. He's perhaps not quite as well known as he should be. To my mind, he's one of the great British guitarists, should be right up there with people like Johnny Marr. And I think Johnny Marr himself actually acknowledges that Honeyman-Scott was a big influence on his own playing. Now, Honeyman-Scott is one of these players who came out around the time of punk and new wave. He's certainly got a bit of a punky attitude about his guitar playing, but he also writes these fantastically well-crafted melodic guitar parts that are a lot of fun to play. So let's take a closer look at how this song goes. So let me take you through the song section by section. The first thing I want to say is that there are quite a lot of different guitar parts in this track. It's not the case that there's just one guitar part played all the way through from start to finish. There are quite a few different layers. I can hear at least 3 or 4 main guitar layers. There could well be quite a few more overdubs, and I guess you'll never really know unless you have access to the original multi-track recordings, which unfortunately I don't have. So what I'm going to try and do in this lesson is just kind of distill the essence of what I think this track is about. Let's get started. We've got at the very top of the song this kind of chordal flourish, and it's using one of these nice kind of jangly chords with a couple of droning open strings. I'm playing the 7th fret on the 4th string with my 2nd finger and the 6th fret on the 3rd string with my 1st finger, and I've just got the open 1st and 2nd strings ringing out as well. I play that chord, then immediately I'm going to hammer on with my 3rd finger at the 7th fret on the 3rd string. So that kind of idea. I'm going to strum that shape 3 more times, and then I'm going to go back to that initial chord shape. I think I'd probably do that with a down, down, up, up, down kind of strum in my right hand just to help get that rhythm. So you strum the chord, hammer on, down, up, release that 3rd finger, down. Then we're into, I guess, what is the signature part of the song, the main riff, the bit that goes like this. Actually nice and easy to play. We're just using these little 2-note kind of double stop shapes. I'm going to play the 9th fret on the 3rd string with my index finger, 11th fret on the 4th string with my 3rd finger. I'm going to play that shape 3 times, and then I'm going to go to the 9th fret on both the 3rd and 4th strings, play those notes together. So we have this kind of idea. Just playing that once, and I'm coming down to this idea, which is the 7th fret on the 4th string, 7th fret on the 3rd string. I'm going to play that with my 2nd and 3rd fingers. Play that 3 times, then lift up my 3rd finger to play the 6th fret on the 3rd string with my index finger. Played with the same rhythm as that first idea. So we're really just going back and forth between those 2 ideas. And to make this really come to life, you're going to want to use a little bit of left hand muting as well. After each of those little chordal hits, you're just going to release pressure with your left hand fingers. That just gives it a bit more groove and bounce, I think. If you didn't do that, it would sound very flat. But add in the muting, it really starts to groove and come to life a little bit. So that's the main riff of the song. Let me just count how many times we're going to play that. We'll play it. That's once, then we play it again. Then I think we play it a 3rd time as well. The interesting thing here is what the bass is doing, because that's kind of changing against this main riff. The bass starts out by playing an A note. The first couple of times through. Then the guitar plays the same thing, but the bass note is now changing to an F sharp. If I'm trying to play that at the same time, I can't quite do it. So you can hear that with that F sharp bass note underneath, it kind of changes the mood of those chord shapes. A really kind of interesting sort of arrangement idea when you're trying to sort of put together a guitar part with a band. So the last couple of times we play this riff, the bass has gone down to the F sharp note. Then we're into the next section, which we lead into that with just an open E, an open B, and the 6th fret on the 3rd string. It's a C sharp note, and we're on into this bit, which is based around that same chord shape that we use for the introduction. We're just kind of arpeggiating the notes in that shape. So let's hammer on from the 6th fret to the 7th fret on the 3rd string. Then we're going to play the 7th fret on the 4th string, open 1st string, open 2nd string, and we're just going to repeat that figure. I think we're repeating that 4 times. And then we're on into the, I guess what's you could call it the pre-chorus of the song. We're back to this similar kind of riff. Though what's interesting again is that the bass note has changed. We're still playing the same guitar part as the opening of the song, but the bass is now playing an E. Then we're going to this, which is slightly different to what we've had before. Playing the 9th fret on the 3rd and 4th strings with my index finger. Also playing the 12th fret on the 5th string. I'm playing it with my little finger. I think you could stretch and play it with your 3rd finger as well if you prefer. And playing all those 3 notes together 3 times. Then we're just dropping down from the 12th fret on the 5th string to the 11th fret and playing those 3 notes. So we have this. And we're just alternating doing that with our initial double stop figure. Now I think we do that 4 times. Just going back and forth. Still with that muting in the left hand. And then we're on into the chorus. Now the chorus is interesting because on the original recording there are a couple of guitars playing simultaneously doing slightly different things. I think one guitar is playing a more picky arpeggiated part, something like this. Then the other guitar I can hear is playing more of a strummy kind of rhythm guitar part, something like this. So something along those lines. So let me take you through both of those approaches, and then what I actually did at the start of the lesson is I kind of tried to combine a little bit of both of those into the same guitar part, which is something you might want to try and do if you're playing this song with only one guitar player. So let me start maybe just by outlining the chords. We've got an A chord to begin with. Just a normal open A chord. I'm actually holding that down with my index finger. I'm going to play just arpeggiate that, I think. So I'll play the open 5th string, and then the 2nd string, 3rd string, and then 4th string. I've got 2 bars on that A chord, so I'll just repeat that picking pattern 4 times. Then we're on to this chord here, holding down the 4th fret on the 4th and 3rd strings, 3rd fret on the 2nd string, 2nd fret on the top string. So on the surface of it, it looks kind of like a B minor chord, but if you listen to the bass on the recording, the bass is actually playing a G note at that point. So we've in fact got a G major 7 kind of a sound. And Honeyman-Scott again is just arpeggiating that chord with the same kind of picking pattern, I think, something like this. So I'm just playing the 4th string. If you can see my picking hand here, the 4th string, and then the 1st string, 2nd, and the 3rd string. Another 2 bars of that. Then we're going to this shape here, which is a D chord. I've actually got an F sharp in the bass here. I'm playing the 4th fret on the 4th string, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, 3rd fret on the 2nd string, and 2nd fret on the 1st string. I'm just using my index finger there to bar across the top 3 strings. So that's a D chord, using exactly the same picking pattern with my right hand. So so I've got 2 bars of that. Then we can actually play, the guitar plays exactly the same thing in the next 2 bars. But the bass has changed once again. So instead of this being a D chord sound, the bass is now playing an E. So you've got that kind of D over E kind of suspended sound, which is a really nice way to end the chorus. So and yeah, feel free to vary the right hand picking slightly when you're playing that part. So that's one way of approaching the chorus. If I just play that all the way through, we've got the A chord, G major 7, D, and then the bass changes to E. So that's kind of the arpeggio approach to the chorus. Let me show you the more strummy approach. We can do this. It's still based around the same kind of chord shapes. We've got, but in between the kind of chordal hits, we've got this little kind of hammer-on figure. I guess it's a bit kind of Stonesy. This sort of, it's almost, you know, it's that kind of brown sugarish way you're hammering on a couple of fingers there. But so we're going from this A chord. Play that once or twice. Then we've got this kind of idea. So from that barred A triad, I'm pressing down at the 2nd fret on the 4th, 3rd and 2nd strings. I'm hammering down my 3rd finger at the 4th fret on the 4th string, and I'm hammering down at the same time my 2nd finger at the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. So I'm hammering down to create a kind of D triad. And I'm just doing that twice. And then back to the original chord. So it's 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. So I've got two bars of that sort of based around the A chord. Then we're going to the G major 7 chord. It's the same shape I just talked about earlier. Play that once, and again we've got this little hammer-on figure. Now this time we're going from an A triad, and I'm hammering down like a kind of B minor triad, I guess. So the 4th fret on the 4th string and on the 3rd string. And I'm playing the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. So I'm just hammering down those 3 fingers and then picking those 2 chords again. So it's, and we've got 2 bars of that. So we hit the chord, 1, 2, 3, 2. Then we're on to the D chord, same shape as before, and again we're just going to throw in this little hammer-on figure. That's the same as the first one, so A going to a D triad, and then the last 2 bars of the chorus are exactly the same. It's just that the bass note there has changed to an E. So let me put all of that approach to the chorus together from the top. We've got 2, 3, 4. In fact, I think on those last 2 bars you can probably just omit that little hammer-on figure and just sort of do a little build up to end the chorus. And yeah, I guess what you could try is combining a little bit of those 2 parts, which is what I tried to do at the start of the lesson. So you can play the chord, maybe arpeggiate a couple of notes, and then throw in the Stonesy hammer-on figure. So. And do that on each of the chords. So I think that works quite well, and that would be a good option if you're playing this song live and you've just got one guitar player, I think. Well, that's really about it for this song, I think. What I just showed you is the way I would approach playing this tune if I were playing it in a covers band or something like that. But maybe just for completeness sake, I'll talk about some of the little overdubs that you can hear on the original recording. You might like to have a try playing some of those. And if you're playing in a band with another guitar player, you can always share out these parts between you. So one thing you can hear is this nice little funky single note part that goes like this. Which kind of comes in the gaps of the main riff of the song. So the main guitar is going, and almost as an answering phrase you've got this little muted funk guitar part. Pretty easy to play. I've just got the 9th fret on the 3rd string, hammering onto the 11th fret. Then I'm playing the 9th fret on the 3rd string again. Then I'm playing the 10th fret on the 2nd string twice. Then I'm back to the 11th fret on the 3rd string. And for it to sound right, you're going to want to use a little bit of muting with the palm or the side of your picking hand, just to get that nice kind of tight funk sound. And it's just coming in that space after the opening lick. So if you wanted to count it, I think you're coming in just after beat 3. So it's kind of 1, 2, 3, 1 and a 2 and a 3. So if you're feeling your 16th notes as 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a, you're coming in on the E after beat 3. So it's 3 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. So that's our little funky lick there. Possibly on the recording that is actually doubled an octave lower. as well, just to thicken things up. So you can play that same idea down here in the second position. So that's the little funk lick, which is played over the main verse part of the song, and then just for the pre-chorus, the the pre-chorus of the song, there's another variation on that lick played, which is just the same idea as the first little funk lick, but played in the 4th position. So those are a few nice little funky overdubs. Then a bit later in the song, there's one kind of prominent overdriven guitar overdub that you can hear, which is quite nice. If I just turn on my my distortion here, it's something like this. Just some little chordal hits, very simple. It's all just based around an E triad played right up here in the 16th position. So 16th fret on the 3rd string, 17th fret on the 2nd string, 16th fret on the 1st string. I can just play that like a kind of Pete Townsend style, down, up, down, and then slide down. And just checking out a couple of live videos of James Honeyman-Scott, he kind of makes a bit more of this part when he plays the song live, and he's kind of playing this triad high up the neck and then coming down an octave lower as well, and kind of going between those two bits, which sounds really good actually. So, that kind of thing. So that's about it for this lesson. I hope you have a lot of fun learning to play this song. It's one of those tunes that's reasonably easy to learn to play, I think, but it's difficult to do it really well. So when you are playing it, pay attention to things like your tone and your timing, and really try and get things sounding as good as possible. Be sure to check out my website. I'm going to have a page on my site devoted to this lesson, where there'll be a bit of extra information about it, and I'll also post my own transcription and sheet music of the piece, which will be up there at least until I start getting calls from lawyers telling me I've been a bit naughty putting that kind of thing up on the internet when I don't own the rights to it. And yeah, that's about it. I've really enjoyed putting this lesson together, and I dare say I might do 1 or 2 more James Honeyman-Scott lessons in the future. So take care, and hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.